Everybody can talk. So we start with the first question, which is that statement that we say that women are from Venus and men are from Mars, which I simply think means that the wiring of a man and the wiring of a woman, the wiring of a man and the wiring of a woman are different. So we're going to all, in 1 minute, each give our 5 cent contribution on what you think. Do you believe that statement is true? And if it's true, what do you think it implies? That women are from Venus and men are from Mars. That men and women have different wiring. Before we start, I forgot, last time we did start with prayer. So we're going to start with prayer first. Must a bit young. Let me lead prayer today. Oh yeah, let's pray. So we're going to pray for like 2 minutes. Let us also commit today's session into God's hands. Let's just pray in the Spirit and ask that God will have His way, even though we're having a conversation for fun and for personal development, but we are spiritual beings. So whatever we do must be done in sync with the Holy Ghost and with the demands and the dictates of the Bible. Like us to pray and pray in the Spirit that God will guide our hearts, release wisdom to us. In the midst of our deliberations, guide our hearts to the right conclusions. So nobody will be misled. The Bible says that the path of a just man shines more and more. So his path, his word is a light to our path and a lamp to our feet. The Bible says that how can a young man cleanse his ways? The Bible says by taking heed in the word of the Lord.
We give you praise in the name of Jesus. This privilege to fellowship with one another. Father, we thank you in the name of Jesus. Father, we ask for your help. We ask, Lord, lead us for your spirit in the name of Jesus. Father, help us by your spirit. Lead us, Lord. Also, Lord, the things we
pray for inspiration. The Bible says there's an inspiration in man. Inspiration of the Almighty gives of understanding. Like God's inspiration will give understanding today. What we do, with how we go. I like us to pray for every contribution, that men will not just contribute out of their head. But the Bible says if any man should speak, he should speak as an oracle of God. We're going to speak as God drops in our hearts. We're not just going to say things because we want to say things. We're going to say things because we are guided and led by God to say. We're going to share personal experiences. That will be edifying to the hearer and not destructive to the hearers. That men will hear, we will learn wisdom from the Bible. The Bible says that iron sharpens iron. So shall the countenance of a man his friend. And as iron sharpeneth iron, so shall the countenance of a man his friend. As we communion together, as we communion together, there will be a sharpening effect. A sharpening effect. Of your word, Finally, let's pray for Team Emotion. Let's pray for all the members of Team Emotion. Pray that in these trying times that men will rise up, that God will use these trying times to speak to the hearts of men, to rise up in the place of prayer, rise in the place of the word, rise in the place of fellowship, in the place of witnessing, that men's hearts will be turned and men will be stirred up to walk in the pathways of God. Men will be stirred up to walk in the pathways of God, the pathways of life. Pray for those that are even in need at this moment. The church is doing so much to supply those needs, but God will help. There will be miraculous supplies. There will be oases in the desert. There will be a bottle of water ready to drink in the desert. That though there be dryness, that God will bring liquidity. That God will bring water. God will quench the thirst. In the name of Jesus. Glory, glory, hallelujah.
In the name of Jesus. Father, we ask for your help.
Give you praise. Absolutely. As we go into this discussion, Lord, you will guide us, you will lead us, you will take all the glory, no man will give us your presence, no flesh. Glory, your wisdom, your inspiration, oh God, your guidance, your word, oh God. Let your word be true and let every man be a liar. Let your words be pure and simple and understandable and simplified in the name of Jesus. Let it assimilate. Let the entrance of your word bring light in the name of Jesus. Thank you, Father, Lord. For in Jesus' precious name we have prayed. Amen.
Amen.
So, now we can go back to the question. So as I said we will all give 1 minute conversations. So we will start according to the, I think I pinned it on
you. Okay. Hello?
So we're going to start with as it shows on my system, we're going to start from my right to my left. So we start from Sam, after Sam, 30, after 30, BT, after BT. Is that Rose or who's the person with the ball there? Okay, switching. Okay, so we'll start with BT Young, from BT Young to Joe, Mr. Joe, from Mr. Joe to Mrs. Stotty to Samzi. Why is your name Samzi, sir? From Samzi to Rose, and from Rose to Mrs. Odi. Okay. All right, cool. So we'll start from BT. So BT, say that women are from Venus and men are from Mars, which I think implies that men and women have different kind of wiring, different kind of makeup. Is it true? And if it's true, what does it mean to you in just 1 minute?
Okay. I think to an extent, the statement is true, because naturally, like from creation, we have been wired different ways. The way we think, both men and women, we think differently, and that's why we see things we have different perspectives to things, and that's why we have, like in the house, we have a husband and a wife. They are supposed to bring both perspectives. You understand? So there's supposed to be a balance. The way the woman thinks is different from the way the man thinks, and we are supposed to complement each other. And that is, even the Bible said, the husband should love the wife, and the wife should submit to. It didn't just say that. I think there are some spiritual things that underlining that you don't really know. He didn't say husbands love your wife, and then your wives, and then wives love your husbands too. It didn't say husbands respect or submit to your wives, and then your wives submit to them. There are two different things. So I believe naturally we have been wired. We think
BT has gone. BT had to be
different, apart from the physical appearance. Perceive things, the way we respond, we react to things, we react differently. So yes, we have been, even though we use mass, but I think it's true to an extent. Just that some people they now go.
I don't know, people. BT is hanging.
Go beyond. So some people actually beyond that. Like for example, you see, there are some people that will say, okay, my best color is pink. For example, it's just an example. My best color is pink. And if you look at it, maybe it's not really that they like the pink, but because they say, pink is women's color. You get? So some people do not really, they have been wired, but some people take it, they take it a step further to begin to do, okay, because they said it's a woman thing, and you understand? But naturally, to an extent, we have been wired to think differently, to see things differently. There are some people see things, we say, so we just generalize. This is the way men actually think, and then we generalize. But there are some things that are not really generic for us. Even among the men, there is a way I think, there is a way the other man thinks, and we're also different in that too.
All right.
So I think.
Yeah, so next is MC Joey G. So people are freezing. Is it my eyes?
Yeah, I'm not frozen, okay?
You're not frozen.
Well, my own view tends to be slightly different. I don't think it's a man or woman thing. I think it's individual difference, because we have seen men that think and reason like women.
Sorry.
And we have equally seen women that. Okay?
Can you, sorry. I was trying to distract somebody else.
Okay, I said we have seen men reason like women, and we have equally seen women that reason like men. So I think that it's basically the upbringing of somebody, an individual, because every individual is unique and different from the other person. So the concept of thinking that, I was reading an article and it says that parenting has a way of influencing the gender formation in any child, because naturally when you have a son, you buy him a toy car or a gun or something, and when you have a daughter, you buy her a teddy bear. You're already ingraining that mood, that feminism or masculinity in the person. And then a girl sits somehow, and she's going up and she opens her lap. And you're saying that's not how a girl should sit. Cross your legs. And the guy sits, her brother is sitting carelessly, opens his legs, and nobody cautions him. So it's more of a societal formation in the mind of people as they grow up to think that a man is wired in a different way or a woman is wired in a different way. Which brings about, sorry, I am jumping the gun now, which brings about this concept of should a woman propose to a man because it's a man's world. It is not right for a woman to ask the man out or something like that. Because the society has wired our mind to think that it is the duty of a man to propose to the woman or to pass comments to the woman or by and large. So I think generally that every individual has his own unique wiring. So people, they say women, sorry, I'm taking so much time. Women tend to react more to listening, to words. Men tend to react more to sight. But I have seen men that respond more to words than to sight. And I've equally seen women that respond more to sight than to words. So in a nutshell, I think that it's more the nature, the upbringing of the person, whether man or woman, what he is exposed or she is exposed to from childhood to the formation stages that determines his or her wiring.
Thank you. So regardless of the gender. So next is Toti.
Thank you.
Well, yeah, I agree with Uncle Joe. Because like for me, I do not think I don't think it is about a woman's brain is different from a guy's brain. I was brought up very hardly. Like I have, or let's say I behave like a guy, sort of the way a lady will sit, maybe sitting very well and closing her legs. I can't sit that way. I don't like pink. I like dark colors. When someone does something to me, I act fast. I be aggressively, and that is how that naturally men behave. So yes, I'll just go with Joe. I don't want to speak too much. I think there's nothing like a woman's brain is different from a man's brain. It's just about your upbringing.
All right. Yinkuzi, you're welcome, Mr. Yinka. Like you're in an executive
Yinka.
Yinkuzi, no more. So we go to Rose. Is that Rosie? Ikemba.
Hi everybody, good
Is everything
evening.
okay today? Is everything okay today, Rose?
Hi everybody, good evening. How you doing?
Welcome.
Very good.
Okay, so I think I would agree with Uncle Joe. At the same time, I still feel that there are things, I still feel that women and men have different responsibilities. Like there are things that some women can do that some men can't, no matter how much you're being trained in that light. There are some things that has just been, okay, like I can't say everything, but I don't know if I'm going out of the point, but say for instance, childbearing, you can't give birth to a child, no matter how much you were trained up to be like a woman. That's just by this way. So I just feel that as much as we're different from our nurture and our culture as human beings, there are also some simple things that we are all meant to do separately.
No, science will tell you that men cannot give birth to children yet.
Oh, sorry.
They're working on it. They're close. Check it up online. They're close.
No.
So, okay, cool. So, why
No. Like say that they want you to do test.
So, Samzi, whatever that means, Samzi, please.
Samzi is a name, Uncle Chris. Samzi.
This young man, what's up?
Okay,
I'm still on the same page with Uncle Joe, and I feel it has to do with just your personality, like your nurture, your nature, and your culture. That's what determines how you relate and how you flow. It's not about whether it's a man's word or it's a woman's word. It's just the way you've been brought up, the way our society and our nature has formed us that makes us react to things. Definitely, there are certain things a man can do a woman can do, and there are certain things a woman can do, a man can do. So it's just, but basically, I don't think there's anything like, I don't know. I stand to be corrected, but the one they say men are from Mars and women are from Venus, I just think that's just somebody's ideology and somebody's thinking and trying to create a classification of both genders. But basically, for me, I think it's just the way you were brought up, the way you were nurtured, the way your society has formed you, has changed you, that you relate and react to things, both as a man and as a woman. That's why we have this problem of, I know there are certain societies and culture that allows the woman to do the accent. But in Africa, because of our nature and our culture, we see it as a taboo, we see it as a big deal. Not until we're evolving and things are changing and we begin to see that things can actually be different. Let me just stop here. Well,
So we'll help you guys thinking while my wife talks, or Sister Joy talks. So we're attending to the first question. If you check the chat section, you see those questions we shared on the page. Where we said,
okay.
Is this statement true that women are from Venus and men are from Mars? If it's true, what's your 1 minute, whatever?
Men are from Venus and women are from Mars now. I think the way we are constructed is different. The way we are constructed is different. We're either predisposed to strength, they are either predisposed to nurture. So that we are completely different. We are different. That's what I can say.
That was quite fast.
Yeah, that's what I can say for now.
All right.
Okay, for me, anyway, I would say I believe men and women are different. In the sense that, I don't know about the from Mars and from Venus thing, but I would say men and women are different. In the sense that, even the Bible says that God created them, male and female, created he them. He constructed men differently, wired them differently, constructed women differently, wired them differently. We might have thinking patterns, we might have our nature, our culture, and nurture, for instance, that might make us maybe similar, or maybe the way we think, or the things we value, or our exposures, you get. But doesn't mean that we are the same, or we think alike, or we do things alike. For instance, let me use this example. I have 4 brothers. I'm the only girl in their midst. And I do things totally different from the way they do things. Now, I might have a brother that is even more organized. Maybe actually distracted.
It's okay.
Yes.
Okay. Sorry, you guys.
Genesis 1:27.
That's what you're doing. I just said what I don't know. Okay. So what was I saying?
You have brothers.
So they are totally different from me. There are boys there that are more organized than I am, a girl. And there are boys that are more disorganized than I am. Do you understand? There are boys there that are more emotional than I am, a girl. Yeah. But, from the same mom, from the same whatever. But I would say that we have the same nurture. But our nature is still different. Whether society, ideology, or whatever it is that must have made a man or a woman, there are still things that, there are ways a woman will reason, a man will not reason. There are responsibilities that a woman will take and a man will not take. And there are responsibilities that a man will take that a woman is still, I still believe that there's a variation, there's still a difference between a man and a woman.
Absolutely.
I think.
All right. So why I opened that scripture, because I think that scripture will help our before we go into the main discussion, help our reasoning. You know, look at it, says, so God created man in his own image. In the image of God created he him. Male and female created he them. You know, and let me see if I can find a simpler translation.
Yeah, we get the message. It's clear. It's clear.
The message says, message doesn't know how to divide. It says, God spoke, let us make human beings in our image, make them reflecting our nature, so they can be responsible for the fish in the sea, the birds in the air, and the cattle, and yes, earth itself, and every animal that moves upon the face of the earth. God created humans. He created them godlike, reflecting God's nature. He created them male and female. Let me just do for Amplified. That will be it. Amplified says, God created man in his image. In the image and the likeness of God, he created him, male and female, he created them. So I think they all mean the same thing. Yeah. So why I'm saying that is because for what we're all saying, we'll realize that some of us are throwing the line of people are wired differently, regardless their gender, regardless their sexes. But from the latter two, we heard that people actually act in manners because of the way they are made. Now, I didn't study sociology, but I know that in anthropology or sociology, there's what they call tolerance in engineering. They call it exceptions. So they'll tell you an average Nigerian is not patriotic because they did a survey, and I'm just giving an example. And they did a survey, and maybe out of the 80 people they asked, 60 people were not patriotic and 20 were patriotic. They didn't ask me, they didn't ask you, but from the analysis, they can decide and say, Nigerians are not patriotic. Now, they're not saying that all Nigerians are not patriotic. Majority of Nigerians are not patriotic. And maybe this example is too dangerous to me. So I don't think we can say all men or all women. But I think what we're saying is that we're emphasizing on the what do you call it, on the exceptions, for lack of a better word. So I want to believe that men and women have their wiring, but there can be exceptions. There can be torties who are ladies that grew up between men, and they forgot how woman used to do. And there are women, and there are men who grew up with women who have gotten so used to the woman, the way of thinking and all that they've forgotten how. I used to have this thing they call this thing that they call, I've forgotten the name. It's not metro. Is it metrosexual? What is metrosexual? Is the gender that is just before. Is the gender that is just before homosexual, where a man or a woman begins to feel unnecessarily self-conscious. I want to have their eyebrows. Cristiano Ronaldo has it. A few people have it. They are just almost like women. They call them metrosexual. Now, if you know people that used to do cross-dressing when we were young, I used to have one guy in Kano. Sam knows him. I don't call his name because somebody else knows him. What's his name? I don't call his name. You know, he was in my church there. It was my church there. He used to follow ladies, to do that. I think he was a lady. I don't think he was gay. You know, but he was just very, very girly. Girls liked him. You could just to them. You could follow them to saloon. If you take me to saloon, I will pass out because I don't understand why people sit down for 3 hours or 5 hours in the salon. But some guys, I can sit down there and they will say, "Oh, beautiful hair. The hair is so soft." They are. Let me reduce my saying. They're giving me a signal to stop talking. Well, what I'm saying, what I'm saying is, there are exceptions. And as we go to the next topic, let's keep that in mind because at the end of the day, we're going to tie in everything together. But I think that I am also of the school of thought that men and women are different. But every of those genders or every of those class of people have exceptions. That's where me. Jonathan, welcome. I knew I was seeing somebody here. I couldn't find it. Welcome. All right.
Why is it okay?
Okay, cool. So next question is, no, let me ask Jonathan. This is here. So we're talking about men are from Mars and women are from Venus. Is it true? And if it's true, what do you think?
Yeah, I think it's true actually. Even from like from the creation story, right? From Genesis, we need to ask ourselves some certain questions. Why didn't the serpent go and tempt Adam? I mean, why is it that Eve had to convince Adam to eat the apple? It's because obviously women think differently from men. God created Adam and Eve that way. Okay? And that's why even, she was referred to as the weaker vessel, like even in scriptures. So I totally agree with that because, again, like I said, no, all with all due respect to women, I'm just saying, the truth is, the serpent knew that if she could walk her way into, if it could work its way into the woman, he'll get to the man. The truth is, even as Uncle Chris is now, there are things they might not get directly from him, but if they go through Auntie Joy, she'll be able to talk him through it and he'll be able to release it. But I'm telling you, if you went direct to Uncle Chris, you might not be able to get it. Yeah. So that's because his responses will be different from Auntie Joy's responses. It's just different. So men are they are from two different planets. I really want to go with that they are really different people.
And because Tati had an argument to that, what were you going to say?
Sorry?
Sorry, I was just making it look like, oh, okay, the devil already knew the arms. Then, like, women really have sense. So let me just go through her. It's very easy for
Okay.
for
okay, let me explain that.
Let him play himself.
Let me explain that. So it's not about, now let me explain this. It's not about the woman not being wise. It's actually because God created the woman, right, to always respond from her heart. For we men, it's very likely that we take decisions by what we see. Women are worked on their emotions. That's why you see a lady, her heart has been broken 3 times the same way, even when she promised that, okay, after this time it's done. That's because women, the way people were created, you were created to be sympathetic, you were created to be loving, you were created easily coerced to do something. And why God created the woman like that was for her to be submissive to the husband. God created the man to love the wife, but the wife to be submissive to the husband. And so you people have a general submission to things. I need you to understand that. That's what I'm saying. It doesn't mean necessarily to a foolish thing. God had created the woman to be submissive to things. So Eve was submissive to the serpent's idea because God had created her for a good purpose, not for a bad purpose, for a good purpose to be submissive. Now, I'll put it to you like this. If I ask a general question now, that is gone a bad thing, some of you will tell me no. But some of you might reason now again and say, it likely might be a good thing. In the hand of a soldier, in the hand of a policeman who is defending the country and defending the community, is a good weapon. But in the hands of criminals, in the hands of armed robbers, obviously a gun is a terrible weapon. It's the same thing. The submissive thing, God actually created it as a gift, good gift in the woman, but the serpent used it. That's what I'm saying. So I'm not trying to say the woman was foolish or anything. I'm just saying God has created people, women, to be submissive, and that's why the serpent had to go through Eve. Otherwise, Adam can just go straight because women we like make fast decisions. I beg, God has told us we're not eating that thing, leave me alone. He just walks out straight. But the woman like, oh, really? Women are very analytical. Okay, like that, and that's how everything. I mean, I'm just saying, this is my take.
Quite cool. So, although I think theologically they will tell you that the Satan went to the woman because she wasn't there when God told her that. You know what they call second-hand information?
Yeah.
So, that they used to do, tell your neighbor, I'll tell you, I am coming soon. Tell your neighbor, I am soon. You know what I say? Coming soon. By the time you get to the third person, the whole
yeah, I get
switch there. So no, I'm just trying to correct the fact that it's not like women are weaker, just that they were sure not there when the men, when God. That's what theologians say. It's not me, theologians have said it. But let's move on.
Sorry, just to add to that, me or the house I am saying, women, from what my experience, women are stronger than men.
Thank you, Uncle Joe. Thank you.
Are you
an exception?
I'm talking from my experience, from my wife. My wife, stronger, I can deal with you. You will be begging. So forget, these women are weaker vessels. I don't know the interpretation. Women are stronger.
So that says you should deal with them as weaker, not as
Exactly. Thanks for clarifying.
Jonathan, your wife never showed you before with that.
No, sir. Again, like I said, we need to get clarification here. We're not even saying they are necessarily weak in terms of strength. They are women, especially in the African society. We know African women are strong. They move with the family. If you read through Proverbs 31, he talked about the woman, she rises up early in the morning. But again, there are some of these contexts that when you read, you have to get real deep analytical women. Basically, what I'm saying is it's just general. In fact, let me give you guys a clear evidence now. Do you know that the countries where the COVID-19 cases are really dying off are being led by women? I can give you statistics. Germany, Finland, they are all led by women. Why? Because again, like I said, a woman is just naturally sympathetic. She could be analytical, and
good administrator.
That's what I mean in the context of those vessels. A man just likes approach. Okay. That's what I'm basically saying.
Sorry to break, but this one's trying to join. Sorry to break, but let's get a person who's coming in. Someone's trying to join. Okay, it's Marilyn. Okay.
Yeah, Chris, sorry. Which one is no ID, no meeting ID? What does it mean? Christy?
She should just
copy the link. If you use the link, you don't need meeting ID.
Huh?
If she uses the link you posted on the group, she would not need meeting ID.
The link has the ID and the password already automatically in it. Mary,
okay. Just double click on the link.
Your audio. We can't hear you. Click connect audio. You're doing selfie. We can't hear you.
Just tell her that if she clicks on it, it will take her to access money.
They sent her the breakdown. Maybe she try.
No. Except she probably already has Zoom on her phone. If she already has Zoom on her phone, then she needs
to be asking you for a meeting ID. Yeah.
Yeah, but the ID is on the link. That's what I did. So just you can copy and you can cut the ID.
Next topic.
Sorry.
Andre, can you stop, please?
Yeah, help me check.
Can I move to the next topic?
Let me check.
So this scripture,
you just in the meter. I think the thing is beating.
Guys, are we together? Hello?
Yes, we are.
Yeah, so we're going to get to the heated part of the topic, but let's read this scripture. It says, likewise, ye husbands, dwell with them according to knowledge, giving honor unto your wife as unto the weaker vessel. It didn't say that they are weaker vessel. It's a comparison. Yeah. Deal with your wives as if they are the weaker vessel.
Exactly.
You understand? So it's not like maybe like there's a version we saw that said the advantage. Look at it, this one. It says the same goes to you husbands. Be good husbands to your wives. Honor them, delight in them. As women, they lack some of your advantages.
Exactly.
So it's not like maybe that they're weaker, they need a stick and they need wheelchair or something. It's just that there are advantages. There are things women go through that men don't go through. No matter a regular woman, if a regular woman has her things that she must go through, you get what I'm saying? And men do not even, men just wake up, bath and enter cloth and come out. You get what I'm saying?
Wow, enter cloth and come out.
Yeah, all those things.
Okay, that's good.
Thought you like that line too, Abby.
So let's move on. So next thing is it possible to even know what women want? My wife shared something on the page today, which I think is very, very remarkable.
Yeah. I saw it.
60 women want. 60 women want. Say honesty, security, respect, love, friendship, and emotional awareness.
Yeah.
This is the particular guy will tell you that it's God they are looking for. Because any man is at the same time. No, but I think this is what we should strive to be. You know what I'm saying? But the question, back to the question, is it possible to even know what women want? So for the women on the page, Mrs. Joyode, Miss Rosemary Ononiva, Miss Princess Adeze 30, and Miss Marilyn John Asu. What's your son again? Bazan. The Mazan.
Mom,
She's frozen. She's actually frozen. So 30. What is that?
Why am I the first person?
Because I want to be the first person. What do you want as a woman? Why are you upside down? Let me carry paper and biro.
What do I want as a woman from a man?
It's simple. Tell us 5 things you want from your man.
He should fear God. Have that counts everything. You should fear God. Then the remaining 4 points are like personal points.
Tell us now.
Wait now. He should.
No. Can she explain that fear God? Language. Is it just fear God, Abi?
I think that fearing of God.
I have to talk.
Can you explain?
Tell us what you want, please.
He should know my body language. He should know, okay, when I'm happy.
Understand.
Yeah. I like a guy that's emotional. He should be like emotional. Don't be too tough. I'm already tough. I don't need a guy that is tough. Kill ourselves.
Emotional.
Then number 4. You should not be a stingy man.
Stingy.
Stingy.
Okay, you should be generous.
Yeah, should be generous.
One more.
Then
Yeah, the devil.
You should be hardworking. I don't like lazy guys. You should be hardworking.
Should be hardworking.
That's all.
Rosemary or not even?
No. You should be able to buy Mercedes Benz.
One night education.
Okay, I think I'll answer my own question differently.
Okay.
I know that women needs can be uncountable.
Yeah.
Sincerely. Yeah. But I also feel it goes more individually. Know your woman, know your man, they know what she likes, and know how to achieve that needs. What do I mean? I was saying something to Chris this morning, and I'm going to say that again. For me, when I say, because the list Auntie Joy posted was great, do you understand? But I also feel you need to know that person in-depthly to know what she needs. Because you cannot just use...
Is that your point 1?
Wait first. Like I said, I will not... Women's needs are uncountable, same as men's needs. No, might not be in the same proportion. Yes, allow me finish up the way I want to explain. I will not give you 0.1, 0.2, 0.3, 0.4, 0.5. I won't do that, but I'll explain something to you. Okay, so if you know your woman, or if you know your partner, you know the best way to satisfy your partner. I'm going to go back to the book I told you I read by Gary Chapman, 5 Love Languages. If you know your partner, you will know what language would suit her better. Yeah, because it depending on our nurture, like Uncle Joe said this evening, nurture, nature, culture. Depending on that, depending on what the person needs. You might think a woman is all emotional and she wants all those mushiness. My brother, she doesn't need all of that. She probably has all of that. So the thing is knowing the person you're with and knowing how to satisfy that person's need. Do you understand? The 5 love languages, we know them already. Word of affirmation, we have a physical touch, we have gifts, we have act of service, then what's the last one again?
Word of affirmation.
Knowing you.
So basically, leave me. Basically, with this thing.
As much as I want to leave you, I would love to leave you, but we need to also make sure what you're saying. The men.
Okay, so for me, For me, I think for me, one of the things, of course, every woman wants a man that is God-fearing. However, I will not go for that. I'll go with, for me, I want quality conversation. Is a dialect under quality time? What it means is that when you talk to me, when we talk, I want you to understand what I'm saying. It's not just being there with me and talking to me. It's understanding what I'm saying. Because I can be saying A, B, C, D, and you're hearing E, F, G, H. So I want someone that can really understand me. Like, I like quality time. I like receiving gifts. Yeah.
You make video call.
Word of affirmation sometimes. You know. Basically, those kind of things. That's what I like. Thank you. If you heard me. I listed my point.
Not the third one. The third one is the giver.
Johnny, where is he? Sugar plum.
Daddy, why are you blue and white?
Ima, you're welcome.
I can't even see him at all.
Ima,
sugar pie me. Let me see your face well now.
Guys.
Can we concentrate?
Rose.
Okay, sorry.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
We can hear you, Ima, you're welcome.
Yes, I can hear you.
The Lord bless you all.
They receive the blessing. The Lord bless you. Let's go, shit. That means you're welcome.
Okay, let me go and wear shirt.
Please, what is wrong with all those?
Let me go and wear shirt.
That means you're welcome. So, Rosemary said she needs a guy to know her, understand her. She needs a guy who's a great listener and can create great conversations. She needs a guy who's a giver because she loves to get gifts.
Because I love to give it too.
And she loves to give. So giver, and givery. So
yeah.
Not to say yes.
English.
However, can I say this? Sorry, can I say this shortly? If we're gonna say this based on if we're gonna say this based on the word, of course, you know that you need a man that loves God, because if he does not love you, God, he can never love you. So this is like the basic thing that we know as Christians. Okay, you need a man that loves God better than you. However, I feel like we're talking personal.
I'm gonna ask a question again in a different light, but let's just
sorry?
I'm going to come back to ask this question in a different light. But who's the next question? My wife. What do you want? What do you really want? What do you what women want? You know the women.
See, what do
women want? So you know what you want.
For me, what women want is a general, very, very generic, very vague, what Rose wants is different from what Toti wants. What Toti wants is different from what Joy wants. So we all have different things that we want. And the unfortunate thing is that some women don't even know what they want. You know?
Many
actually. Women don't even know what they, many, right? Don't even know what they want. So for me, I posted that list because I saw it somewhere and I just thought it could guide us. But it's not because I believe that every woman's list must be that way or what you want must be there. I feel that people are different and we want things differently. That's all.
Yeah.
You see? So with these points of ours now, we can clearly see why there are issues in this world. Because the women will not tell the men.
Men also have things they want differently.
You go to India and you're speaking English to a Hindu man. You're telling him, please, where is the road to the market? The man is telling you.
Why do you know what that?
No, because you see, men like to analyze. Men like to say, okay.
Exactly.
Men want to be told in the morning, wake up, bath the child, carry him and
don't be told, learn this thing. Learn this thing.
Men want to
tell us.
It's exhausting telling you guys what to do every now and then.
Wait.
Just really learn and know this person.
Wait.
Dami wants to talk.
The guys want to respond. Yes. Abuja will respond.
Okay, I just want to give a life experience. I know a lady that got married to somebody that was way, way older than her. While he was taking her, permit me to use that word, she likes money. She likes somebody that can spend money on her. She doesn't want to see him, and the guy was very, very benevolent and was buying her gifts and always admonishing her, and that blew her off her feet. And then when he got to the point of marriage, they got married and had 2 kids. After the second child, she started complaining. Her husband never had time, never spends time with her. And then when she shared this with me, I told her, talk to your husband. If your husband, talk to him. And she called him one night and spoke with him. And he told her something that made her wait for days. He said, what else do you want? He gives her an ATM card that has a minimum balance of 500,000. Built a house, the family house that he built it in her name. He has built houses for her in her hometown. Most of the things he buys, he acquires it. And he's like,
what else do you want? I have given you enough money. So what do you want? And she was like, money is not what she wants. She wants his attention. But what I'm saying is that it was not defined from the beginning. He felt that, okay, from the courtship period, all she needed was gifts. Buy her this. She was, oh, thank you, a sweetheart. Yeah, so, and he felt that was what was her major language. So I'm just adding to what everybody has said, that it's necessary that we women define, and men also try to understand clearly. It's not just one. I don't think out of the 5 languages, everybody has a need for a fraction of the 5 languages. Everybody has a need for a fraction of those 5 languages.
Uncle
Just
Joe, there is a primary love
level
language. There is
there's
a
nobody that you buy a
primary
gift for that will say, I
word.
don't want it. Not always. People that always want to be affirmed, people that like to be touched and all that. It's a different level. But it's necessary that I understand the woman very, very well. I know that if I buy gold, no matter how angry my wife is, if she see gold, she will forget about everything and love me afresh. You know, just understand those little things. And then some people don't like being talked to anyhow. Some men are very, some of us are very rash. You can just say the word as it is, and it comes out from your mouth, and you just say it and walk away. Meanwhile, you have broken the heart into like 25 pieces, and you need to take some time to mend it. So
somebody wants to say something.
To be defined, properly defined. These are the things that not just focusing on one, because that's the major one, and the man feels that this is what she wants, and then when you get into the marriage, it becomes an issue because he's overpouring that thing on you, while other places are lacking.
So wait, ladies, let's guys respond to what you guys.
I don't talk finish.
They will now. Not finish. Are you finished? You finished. Yes, finished. So who was it? Was it Dami or Ima? Who was best? I wanted to say something. What are the things was Dami?
Yeah. Somebody want to say something.
Who is the best?
Daniel.
Okay, Daniel.
Our member.
Our member, Daniel. Welcome. Nice to have you.
David Davidson.
Oh yeah, talk now.
Okay, hello, good evening, everybody. Yeah, mic now.
We can't hear you guys.
Good evening, everybody.
Good evening. Good
evening. Yeah, it's been a nice discourse so far. From my short time and my little experience, I think both what women want.
Hello.
Yeah, we're hearing you. Carry on.
All right. I think what women want is peace of mind above every other thing, just like every other human being. I think what they want is peace of mind, and getting that peace of mind lies in getting someone that understands them. After peace of mind, the source of peace of mind is understanding. Now, yes, there are so many indicators. There's money, there's attention, there's caring, there's give me your ear, there's where are you going to, and all you have. But at the end of the day, what she really wants is to go to bed smiling, just like every other person. Shit.
Right, thank you, David. I think you should disconnect and come back again.
Disconnect.
How do you disconnect? All right. I think there's a problem. All right, cool. Dottie, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, cool.
You have another lady here, yeah?
Yes.
Marilyn or so.
Marilyn, she's not connecting well.
Marilyn cannot hear what we're saying, actually.
Okay, you just muted her now.
Maybe she has not.
Marilyn.
He's muted again.
Not called into audio.
Okay, please unmute her if you can.
I think you need to unmute her.
Marilyn.
She needs to approve it.
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes.
We can hear you now.
We can hear you now.
I don't know what's happening. Like, I can hear you. Whenever I tune into the audio, I don't see the videos. But when I tune or when I put off the audio, I see the videos.
No problem, we can hear you now.
So I don't know what's going on.
Unmute both of them, both the video and the audio. Unmute them from your own end.
Andre,
okay.
What do women want?
Pastor Sam, why are you standing now? No seat.
He's sitting.
I can see now. I can see now. This is
what I'm doing.
Maybe.
Bro, are you good?
Always on
What do women want?
Some emojis.
Ayinka.
Marilyn.
Yeah.
Marilyn, can you hear me?
Yeah.
What do women want? What's your answer?
Attention!
Attention.
We say five.
Can this attention be specified?
That's what women want. Just give her maximum.
Wait. See, the only way this thing can work is if you want to talk.
Yeah.
Indicate you want to talk. Then we'll allow you to talk.
Yeah.
If everybody's talking at the same time, we're going to have a disaster. People that were here last time followed the rules. So I advise if you want to talk just like this, then I will call you to talk. Everybody will talk. So now it's my release time. Really, 5 things women want. Attention, 1.
Attention, 2.
3.
Attention, 3.
Okay, attention, 4.
We get your point.
Thank you. We get your point. And please move.
Can you hear me?
We can hear you. Right. But I'm going to ask the guys to react to this. So, Pition. I'll ask this question in a different way. What do you think women want? What do you have to say about what all the ladies have said?
What do I think? I think it's not easy to say what women want. Why? Because even them themselves, they can't. It's not the same thing they all want.
Exactly, we can't all want the same thing.
What Toti said is different from what Rosemary said. It's different from what Marilyn said. So you can't say specifically that this is what they want. You just try to understand, but you can't know exactly what they want. You just have a picture. You have an idea of, okay, she might like this, she might like this, but you can't say, okay, I'm sure this is what she likes. Although with time, you can say, okay, I know, I'm sure that this is what she likes. But sometimes the degree at which some things you feel, okay, she might appreciate this thing, and then at the end, she's not really okay with it. So you can't say exactly what they want, just that you can have the idea of what they want. That's what I have to say.
All right.
So, Samzi.
Okay. For me, I think everybody's peculiar. Everybody's different. What A would like would definitely be different from what B would like, because we're all created differently. We all have our different wirings and all that. So it's always different. But the truth is that for you, if you're with a lady or if you're dating a lady, you have to take time to actually study what she really wants. You cannot use what your sister likes as what your girlfriend is going to like. You're going to be making a whole lot of mistakes and you're going to be causing a whole lot of problems. So I think you should actually take out time. There are some, they don't want gifts. Some, they don't want anything. All they want from you is words of affirmation. Just tell them that you like them all the time. That's all they need from you. And the truth is that I still agree with what Uncle Joe said earlier, is that everybody has a bit of all these things in them. Even as guys, we all have a bit of all these things. It's just that it varies in degrees. Somebody's own might be more than the other person's own. But we all have a bit of all these things. Yeah. There are certain times where you require attention, even as a man. No matter how hard and disborn you think you are, the times that you crave for that attention. The times when you want words of affirmation from your partner, and you want to be very sure you're not alone in this whole relationship. There are times you want every other thing. So you cannot just say this is the yardstick or this is the measurement for what women want. I think one, you have to settle down and study what your partner wants, and then you flow that way. I rest my case.
Nice one, nice one. Let's allow Dami. Osho.
Lagos.
Ladies, Malizi will know. You will know what the ladies.
What some of the things that Sam said is actually right. You can't generalize what women want, to be honest. Mrs. A will like is different from what Mrs. B would like, which is very, very clear. What your girlfriend wants is different from what your female friend would actually want. And you can't give what you are giving your girlfriend to what you are giving your female friend. It's not possible. So you can't totally know what women want, to be honest. We only have an idea of what they want until you get close to a particular person. That's when you can actually determine what that person wants actually. So you can't really tell. You might be thinking that this person, your friend, wants your attention because the person is around you. But in the other way, the person wants money. So sometimes you just have to either ask or you pretend to know. That's just the thing. So you can't totally know what women want, except the people that you are close to.
Yeah, as regards to that, I think there should be something generalized that women need. I think so, yes. So I was listening to something by Miles Monroe saying what men need in marriage and what men need. And
your audio.
Nika, I hear me.
You need to disconnect and connect again. Your network is bad.
My audio is not loud.
We can't hear you. So you can try to disconnect and come back.
Oh, you're not hearing me at all. Sorry, are you hearing me now?
Yeah.
Are you hearing me? Are you hearing me?
No.
Wow. Okay, let me do this. Are you hearing me now?
Okay, we can hear you.
You can hear me?
Yeah.
Can you hear me now? Am I good?
Yeah, we can hear you now.
Okay. I think there should be something generalized that women need. And because I recall saying something about it that. Are you hearing me?
Yes.
You were saying something about there are 5 things women need, and there are 5 things men need. He said need, not want. They need it. That it's something that is really quite important in marriage. So I think there is something that's peculiar to all women that women can learn from and know that this is what they need. So that whether we like it or not, we have to keep implement it in marriage. Like he was saying something, I'm trying to remember. He was saying something about women need communication. Men need to talk. They need it. Like women, a couple of us don't communicate. We just say, how's it going? Fine. We just stop there. If the woman, sorry, are you hearing me? Am I clear enough? But the woman, if the woman, she needs to really express herself. So if you know what they need, I think those 5 things, I think those help. Like, I know communication is one. She needs communication, and some other 4 things as well. I'll look it up.
All right. The communication is very key, but let's go to Jonathan. Jonathan, just quickly, so we can move to. Jonathan has a question for the house. You should ask a question.
Sorry?
Jonathan, what's your take?
Oh, okay, yeah. So I was going to just talk about what Brianka said very briefly. First of all, we need to differentiate wants and needs. The first thing we learned in School of Economics is that wants are insatiable and they are unlimited. Your wants will keep increasing every day, even if Dangote transfer all he has to you now, you're going to want something. But what I want to even tell the women now that are all hearing me, and maybe Auntie Joy, who is already married, would attest to what I'm saying. At every different point in time, a need might generate that might oppose a previous need you even had. And I'll explain it this way. If you say you want someone who gives you all the attention, there will be a particular time where you just want to be alone. And as soon as that man is giving you all the attention you always crave for, he becomes a bug. So I'm telling you, even when it comes to what women want or what women need, these things change with different scenarios. I just want all the ladies here to know that there will be times you want all the gifts in the world. And like Uncle Joe said, for that woman, I'm very sure all she wanted was probably a comfortable life. And she never knew that the need for attention was going to arise. And then the need arose. And what happened? She was in a limbo, right? What I'm saying is see, the way the woman was created, I'll give examples. For example, when a woman is pregnant, look, as a man, you're just in trouble. We already know the chronicles. This thing is not film. You already know it well. So things changes. What you will need at that time is something you probably didn't even believe you will ever think about it. And I'm talking to all the ladies now. There are things you would need at some certain points that even now you don't know about it, and you can't imagine that you will need it in future. But I'm telling you, will need it. Okay. So what you should pray for is that you should pray to God, right, for a man that will be sensitive at every point in time to be able to satisfy any need that might arise at that time. Because like I said, trust me, your needs will keep on changing. But I'm not detesting the fact that we have long-term needs, which I'll call wants again. Oh, I want a man who is God-fearing. All of those things are things we desire in long term. But when we talk about needs generally, they change every day. There are times where I myself, I really love to be in a company, but there are times where I like to have my alone space, just 30 minutes, 40 minutes alone to myself. And it doesn't mean that I don't need company, I don't need attention. But like I said, it changes with time. And with women, you really need to be sensitive to them, honestly, especially with women. Because remember, there are times where the woman will tell you, everything is okay, honey, what's wrong? It's okay. That is okay. She's actually telling you, you better ask me. If she tells you it's okay and you leave, you're in trouble. So you have to be sensitive, yeah. That's all I have to say.
So what I would say, because I'm also part of it, I'm also from what everybody has been saying here, I think I want to say women want their men to understand them.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because every woman has a peculiar need, peculiar wants, peculiar whatever. So if you don't even understand what your partner wants, I get to me. You don't understand. You don't understand what the partner wants. And so I think that what I'm getting from people now is guys are saying you need to communicate it, you need to know your want and your need. I think you should also even give some attention to your partner. Let's move to Rosemary. Rosemary has a question. Because I actually don't know.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry, I'll just go fast about it.
Sorry, guys. If you're not the person talking, just kindly mute your microphone. If you're not the person talking, so that we don't the feedback.
Okay, so quick one, yeah. I believe that as apart from the fact that we are different sexes, there's also a lot of things that are similar about us. I'm gonna ask my question. Sorry. So even when I talked about the book, I didn't just talk about women. It also relates to men. So what I want to ask now is, do men actually have, like, would you say all men have the same need? That's my question. Would you say all men have the same need?
Yeah.
Because I feel it's an individual thing.
Not 3, 2 might be the same. I'm telling you.
But yes, but it is different at different times. Just the same way Jonathan was talking about, when she's pregnant, she might not know what she needs. Sometimes when the man is going through some things, what you think he used to need, he doesn't need it right now.
If we were all married men here, I'd have asked the question, but we're not all married men. Because one of the answer will be a very marriage-related answer.
We know it. Don't worry. We know the answer, so no need to put it. But what was your stress?
Men want to have sex.
Yeah, but that's not. There are times I'm very sure that there are times that men want something else that is not sex. Are you saying every time of their life they want sex?
That one is constant.
Come on. Auntie Joy is agreeing with me. Auntie Joy, please say what you want to say. I don't think every man have the same
like respect. That is constant.
Yeah, he pointed
Any other
thing. There are still men, there are marriages that the women have a higher need for sex than the men.
For sex, thank you.
Than the men.
Yes, now there are exceptions. We said that at the beginning of this discussion.
Yes. For you are not saying that every man.
I'm saying
every man cannot have the same need. For all individuals, we're different people.
Okay, wait, BT Young, let's do it now. BT Young, what do you want from me? What do men want? 3 things. Let's not do 5. 3. Let's do pa.
Okay, no. Number 1 is respect, which is key.
Very key.
Understanding. You should be able to understand me. Two. And then be able to take responsibilities, like initiatives. When I'm not there, some things you need to do. You don't need to wait for me.
Jonathan, 3.
Respect, understanding, take initiative.
Jonathan.
Yeah, number 1, I would go with being submissive, which is still a synonym to respect. Okay. Number 2, support. Just support me, which is responsibility. Yeah. And 3, I need a smart wife, to be honest.
Okay, well, that's 5. 1. God fearing. Nobody wants a God fearing wife. I don't understand.
Of course, no, that's key now. That's key. That's
that's general to everybody.
God fearing is a general. So I'm not going to put that. Yeah. So I think it's generally every man wants to be respected.
Are you hearing?
Thank you. 3 people.
It doesn't matter.
Wants to be respected.
I still believe people.
No. Wait. The respect I'm talking about. I'm not saying that you should come and. I'm not saying you should come and bow for your husband or be there and then your husband is matching your head. That's So that's not what I'm saying.
This is noise.
So every man wants respect. That's a general thing.
Let's not bore the discussion. What I did that to just let you know that it's easier for men. Let's be honest. It's easier.
Okay, I agree.
To see a man you like, to get him is very easy. Just because we are born again, that's what we do to do it. But to get a man is very easy. To put a man in the corner and get him is very, very easy. It's just that we are Christians who cannot do it, Abby. Sisters in the Lord. I hope we know to do it. So we need to move on. Because they ask a question.
That's it. I'm just saying, I agree. It's easier, but it's not the same. That's all I have to say. Thank you.
In a way of talking, we have touched number 3, which is a woman's need satiable. I don't think a woman's need is satiable. Because the more you know her, it's like a well. The deeper you dig, the more water you get. You get what I'm saying?
That's because we are constantly.
Exactly. There's something you said. There's something you say when you say a woman tells you, I don't know what's wrong with me. My wife now says sometimes she doesn't really even know what we know. So what's wrong with you? You just wake up and you're just moody. And I've been to look at my sin register.
what sin have I committed? No, I'm very guilty conscious. I don't say, did I not close the toilet? Did I not press the toothpaste? Did I wee on this thing? My problem starts from toilet. Don't call my house start from toilet. I'm Paco. By idea, I grew up as Paco.
No, Paco Avenue.
Eh? Paco Avenue. So, number 4 question: how do we know what your woman needs? I think it's also a thing we talked about. You need to understand your woman. No woman, there's no book you can just carry and say someone did something. I couldn't find it today to post on the page. They wrote a book called All Women, All What Women Need, something like that. When I opened the book, it was an empty book. Something was printed, plain paper. So in other words, it doesn't exist. I think it's supposed to be when you read this book, you know what women need. When I opened it, was empty. And that is a very way to describe the scenario. So let's go to this our major argument on the page for 20 minutes. Sorry for dragging today. Is it possible to be friends with a lady or with the opposite sex and not have on the line or explore romantic connection? Now, we are saying there are 2 questions here: and not have romantic connection, and 2, and not explore romantic connection. I will open this question with my own testimony. When this thing came up on the page, my wife asked me a question: you that are talking, don't you have close female friends? I went to visit them yesterday. And
the speaker is making some noise.
Use your speaker now. Even you're not using it. Mute all. Mute all. Abinani. It's me. It's me.
But let's mute Uncle Chris.
Yes, I will say. And when we were coming back, they were still not off. My wife was talking to the husband. Me and this my friend, we were not in front. We forgot our spouses at the back. We were just packing for this day. You know, in that job don't mean that me and this girl will be friends since 1999. 21 years friendship. We were so close that when she got married, she made my fiancée then, my wife now. We are very close, my close. She was their closeness has me in the middle. Which friend, she made her chief bridesmaid. The husband made him best man. When our classmates came to the wedding, when they saw me wearing suits and saw her wearing wedding gown, we said it. These 2 people must marry. They didn't know that was best man behind. So, and I was asking me, so have you ever had any romantic? And I had to search my mind for answer that question. I have never felt any. I see her. In fact, I used to wonder what the husband saw in her that I went to marry her. I said, so someone can marry this girl. She doesn't. I don't see her as she feels like a guy. She's my guy that year. I'll be honest with you. That's how we are. Like my guy. So, but I've seen the possibility. So, but I'm asking that question from this very, very positive. I'm not asking because I want to judge. I'm just asking it very clearly because I also have a friend. We're not as close as we used to be before because now no more time. We have children. We have families. She works in a office that's busy. I have my kids.
They have school fees.
We have school fees. We're neighbors. We're neighbors twice now. We're neighbors in our former house. We moved there. They moved there too. Our house are always trackable from each other for the past 4 or 5 years. Almost 10 years. So, but fine. So I've given that background story to ask this question. Is it possible to have an opposite sex BFF?
Chris, I don't want to answer the question. I just want us to get a clear context first before we answer. Please, can I say this so we have a clear context? Now, on the page, they said best friend forever. There's a difference between best friend forever and having the opposite sex of a friend as my normal party in the area or my normal friend. I know this guy kind of thing. You see, when you go to best friend forever, it means you spend most of all your time with this person. And I'm not saying you probably didn't spend some time with her as friends, But if you know what I'm saying, you must have had a guy that was like your best friend forever. Probably even, with all due respect, maybe at some point in time, Uncle Joey was your best friend forever, even though he was your brother. But you guys grew up like you always stayed in the same room. You had maybe games together and stuff. Like those experiences are what makes up best friends forever. So even on the page, I say maybe people are explaining from different contexts. From a country, I could just see it's this type of close party that but you couldn't really classify her as best friend forever. So I want us to get the question right. Are you saying having people say as your best friend that we know what best friend is, or just having the person as your friend, like normal party that we know? Because in those,
my experience was the friend. My experience was the friend. But the question that was asked was best friend. Because why we use best friend? Because if you're not married, you know how you're supposed to make your spouse your best friend in most cases.
Yeah.
It doesn't really apply. A lot of people are not married to their best friends. A lot of people have best friends as another guy or another girl or somebody. Same sex, opposite sex, where they would rather go and talk. But the context of this question is best friend. Not, I don't know about forever, but best friend. Yeah, so that's where the context of the question is.
Okay.
Best friend.
Uncle Joe, please can you answer?
Let Uncle Joe talk first. Uncle Joe.
Did it Joey?
Okay. Best friends forever. I think the question is, it's even way. I don't think we should talk about best friends forever because that's taking it too far. Even having a friend, very close female friend, and there is no attraction. Yeah, not attachment.
Not the attraction.
Sexual attraction. It's possible, but it's very difficult. So the question first is it possible? It's possible, but it's very, very difficult. Very, very difficult. Because except I keep telling people, right? When I tell people, I say I'm a full-grown man, well-blooded. The blood that runs in my vein is red. You know, you can't wear tight clothes. I want to give me full hug, double breast, and hug me and say, hey, Uncle Joe. And I'll tell you, yeah, it's my sister in the Lord. You know, I'm just deceiving myself. Because once I feel your breast, I'm a human being. I'm already feeling some sexual part of your body. And thought to my brain is already calculating your body and my breast is touching, you know. And you could just live innocently. And I'm walking and then I put fire in me and this thing. Guy, this breast will touch me now. Wow. Can't you talk? Sorry, I'm going to explicit. But thought to begin to come and before you know it, you might tend towards the wrong direction. So it's very, very difficult. I have seen people like that they'll stay with girls and they don't feel anything. It's natural. But once you get very, very close to somebody, it gets to the point of BFF. That's why I say being BFF is even going to the extreme. That you see, you eat together, talk together, everything. And then, sorry, coming back to you, Chris. Your own case again with that sister is married man, married woman, so people are already family friends, and both of you are married. I want to see a scenario, an analysis of a scenario of you with a single sister, not a married person, because a married woman, she also has something to caution her that she's married. But if you get close to a lady that is not married, that wishes to get married and sees you, somebody has told me, I wish God would give me a husband like you. Do you know how dangerous that kind of comment?
That's the seed of adultery. It's his phone.
I'm telling you, may God give me a husband like you. What is the meaning of that? Let my wife die so that I will marry you or something like that. So a single sister that likes you and is close to you, and you guys do things together, talk together and all that, then let's see how far you people can go. God forbid. But it's very, very rare and dangerous.
Is it Christian? Is it in Christian sphere? Is it? Because the point is, I don't know. It's the fact that something is abused, does that make the thing wrong? You know, that's where the question is going. You get what I'm saying? Because if, you know, there's this part of the Bible that says, if it is so, then why am I tossed? You know, when Rebecca was pregnant with Isaac, Jacob and Jacob.
Who was pregnant with 2 twins?
Rebecca.
Jacob and Esau. Jacob and Esau. When she now says, if I am to be a mother of, then why am I feeling toss? You know, because, so if it's supposed to be like this, why am I feeling like this? If you're supposed to be my sister in the Lord, why am I being to now keep and see you in my dream? Why am I being to desire you? Eh? So that's the context of it. So yeah, Marilyn, I'll be very quiet and slow.
Yes.
What do you think?
Can you hear me?
Yeah. We can hear you. We can even see you. Rose.
I can barely hear you guys. The network is so bad.
Just be talking. We are hearing you clearly.
Just talk.
Please, what's the question?
Hey.
Oh Lord.
Why you are reading? Read number 5. Read number 5 in the comment section. Read number 5 in the comment section, please. Samzi is a master's degree holder in this topic of discussion.
Hey, Chris, I did not know what you're saying. No.
He's a specialist in BFF opposite sex. Him and David.
I do not understand what you're saying. But for me,
but I not spoken now.
Eh?
For me,
Uncle Chris, I've not spoken yet, though.
You say you don't know.
Marilyn is back. Marilyn is back. Hold on. Let's hold on.
Answer. Really answer.
Please, can you rephrase the question?
Is it possible to have an opposite sex as your best friend
and not have
emotional attraction?
Okay, so honestly, I feel it's very difficult because there's something my grandmother used to always tell us when we were growing up, and we used to always think she's old school. She would say a man and a woman cannot be friends. There is no, there is nothing. Yeah, she would always say it. Anytime we brought a guy to the house and we say he's our friend, she would just roll her eyes like, you're deceiving yourself. You know, you'll be like, well, he's just a friend. And she'll be like, there's nothing like that. A man and a woman, girl or boy, cannot be friends. So, but basically, I think now that we're older, we understand that concept. To be honest, it's difficult because it depends on what you mean by friend and how deep that friendship grows or how deep it goes. Can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can hear you clear.
Okay. So if you're friends with a guy, I mean, what is friendship? Friendship is getting to know each other, right? You get to know each other, what you like, what you don't like, you know, what is important to you, what is not important to you, you care for that person. So it's just natural that, you know, you'll begin to have some sort of attachment or feelings for that person. So it now depends. It's now up to you to declare or set those boundaries, you know, make it clear to that person. There are certain things I believe that in friendship, you shouldn't go out of your way to do if you know you don't want to pursue it and let it go into something else. I don't know if you guys understand what I'm saying.
Yeah, make it sense.
So there's a thin line. I mean, the line is really thin.
What do you think?
Where you say, okay, you're just friends, and then you're catching feelings.
Really?
You said?
Do you think it's a Christian thing? Do you think it's Christianly possible, for lack of a better word?
Yes, I think it's Christianly possible if you can discipline yourself to set the boundaries.
All right. So let's go to Samzi now. Thank you, Marilyn. Correspondence from Karu Diocese. Ilorin Diocese. Why do you have 2 chairs there? Wow.
This is a gaming room, actually.
It's a gaming room?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I just chase everybody out of here. Just stay here. That's the only time.
All right.
Yeah, but Marilyn has actually, what I wanted to say, she has actually said it. It's actually, like you said, the fact that it's been abused does not mean does not mean that it's not achievable. You understand? It's just for you to set the boundaries. You know the lines you shouldn't cross. You know the things you shouldn't do. And it's even easier, especially when you guys are not even, especially if you guys are even in a relationship. Why, like Uncle Joe said, why it's easier for you because both of you are married right now. You know, so that line has been defined already. So you guys have other things to talk about. You know, when people ask me who's my best friend, it's easy for me to actually pinpoint because one, me and this person, we've been able to define and we know what we want. You know, actually at first when we started as friends, it was hard to differentiate. I actually wanted a relationship from it, but it didn't happen, and then we had to actually talk and then set these boundaries, and we know. But right now we talk. When we don't talk every day, but when we talk for like an hour, 2 hours, and then we're going because we have a lot of things to catch up on. We have a lot of things we need to talk about and all that. So it's actually achievable if boundaries are being set, which is a norm. I think it should be a normal Christian thing to actually define and
let me ask
set
a question deeper. Let me ask a question deeper. So how do you handle this? Will apply to Dami too. So how do you now handle your partner, either spouse or girlfriend or fiance or wife? How do you handle your welcome, man of God? My Elijah, welcome.
Greeting. Thank you very much.
The prophet is discussing relationship. It's a serious matter.
Good evening, sir.
Guys, good evening, Mr. Elijah.
Bring you up to speed. Why are you still greeting with your voice?
Oh my goodness, I missed that voice.
Yeah, it was me.
Jesus. Holy Ghost fire.
Lisa.
So I'm saying now,
yeah.
And Dami, listen to this question. So we're talking about having a female, an opposite sex as a best friend, as a Christian. Is it possible and is it advisable? That's what we're talking about, man of God. So Sam, when you now have a fiance, and you now have a BFF girl, then she now sees you on the phone for 1 hour, laughing and giggling with another girl. And you disclose the discussions of that phone call to your spouse? 1. 2, when you and your spouse have a normal everyday fight, everyday dose of fight, which is normal, except you are not human beings. When you are looking for solace, what are the tendencies that you don't find solace, not even emotional solace now, psychological solace and every kind of solace, in the hands of this BFF?
I would answer this as me, as Sam. The first question is, now the person I'm dating I've already made her known that this is the person that to an extent is my best friend.
Not on the baggage.
I've already made her understand that this is my best friend. So she knows that. So, and it's like I said before, I said it's not an everyday thing. We might not talk for weeks. You understand? But that one time we talk, we actually connect. We actually spend time too. Now, coming to the second part of the question. For me, I'm this kind of person. I actually, if I'm having issues in my relationship, one, I don't even discuss it. I'd rather look for a way for us to settle it. If it gets to the point where I cannot handle it, then I'll go and look at my pastor and tell my pastor.
I'll look for your
as my pastor to tell him.
Pastor.
Because he's somebody I trust enough to explain the intricacies of what is going on. I might not look for my best friend to discuss my relationship issues with. We might talk about it some other time in the future, but not in the heat of the moment. In the heat of the moment, most times I have to reflect, ponder on this thing, think about it. If I don't have a solution, or if time is not able to settle what is going on, I look for a higher person, which, like I just said, is my pastor, and I discuss this thing with him. But I will not just go to my best friend.
I'm going to go to Dami so we can go to the ladies. But I want to add another question to this now. Now, before you go to that relationship, is the acceptance of this your BFF also part of the factors in deciding?
Let's not use the word BFF. Let's just use best friend. That BFF thing is
best friend. I'm making it sound awkward. But now, is the acceptance of this best friend going to be in the terms for your relationship? What I mean is, what happens when your girlfriend, fiancé, wife doesn't really naturally, let me not say like, flow with this best friend? So that means answer those first two questions and also add this one.
The truth of the matter is, you can't take your relationship problem to your best friend, which is a female person. It's not done. It's a wrong way to have a situation.
Why?
Because
Who is this person?
you say why?
Yes.
There's if the person is not married or if the person doesn't have a boyfriend, there's this feeling, that will always be there. So if you're not taking your relationship problem and they're not taking it to your best friend, which is a female person, trying to find solace in her, trust me, it's going to be bloody, because what she'll be trying to do is she will want to try and win you over, to be honest. So the best thing for you to do is to take it to somebody outside, which is not outside your best friend, which is a female person. And then again,
question about the...
Sorry, excuse me.
Yes,
please, what's the definition of a best friend? Because that's a bestie, somebody my gossip partner. We discuss everything we talk about.
Uncle Joe, let me tell you something. When you have a female friend that is not in a relationship, there is this mutual feeling that will be there.
Is that a Judges 2 verse 4?
They're taking us back to some questions. So
I'm not taking you back to questions. It's because you are saying that a best friend or whatever. So let's be realistic on this thing.
There must be vibe. That's serious.
To be honest,
what you have a friend. Are you saying that you and your regular tata have vibe?
No. You didn't get what I said. I said if the person is not in a relationship. Okay. That's what I said. If the person is not in a relationship, there is that 10% chance that there will be vibe. Except we want to lie to ourselves. I'm sure all the guys here must have had. I'm sure the guys here must have had a friend that is female.
Sorry, I'm rushing people now because we need to wrap up. So that means let's answer this question now. So before you, if you were, let me use you as an example. If you are your fiancé, is she a fiancé or still a girlfriend? I don't know which she is now. Are you giving her a ring? Not yet.
Anyone you want to use, go ahead.
If your fiancé, you and Rose were already friends. Was there if your fiancé came on board? If you met her after you had met Rose as a friend, would you have discussed the possibility of the engagement with Rose?
I didn't get that question.
What I'm saying now is you like a girl. You and Rose are friends. They're just buddies. Mm-hmm. You now see a girl you like, you want to go and toast her. And you go see you, I want to toast her. Then when you tell her, when you are talking to this girl, you also tell her that I have a friend whose name is Rose. You'll be seeing me and her talk from time to time and all that kind of thing. You bring her into the conversation. We should be in the process. Your best friend.
If she's going to be in the conversation when I'm discussing with the to-be girlfriend.
That's wrong.
No. See, to be fair, if you want to be fair, if you want to be fair, you don't have to bring it up immediately. It has to be after.
Why? If it's a pure heart, why?
Because
it is a pure heart.
Can I talk?
It's a pure heart. You can't bring it up. You have to bring it up later. That's just it.
Yeah.
No, because if you have a girl which is your friend, so what are you now? So what am I? That's going to be the question. What am I? So I can't I be best friend also? Do you understand?
Very good question.
Your friend, best friend.
Let me roll from what Uncle Joe said. See, this bestie thing is not a title. You know, you can't say someone is your bestie and maybe the person is in Sokoto and you are here and for 10 years. Fine, maybe your childhood, you had childhood memories together, and when you were going to the same primary school, she was your best friend. I don't think that's what we are saying here. The typical scenario we're saying here is this is your best friend. You people virtually go and talk with each other. And I'm telling you, even that your best friend herself, ask her the same question. That if she was with someone, will she allow her boyfriend to have a best friend? She will tell you no. No woman in this world is ever comfortable with her fiancé or her guy having another woman as his best friend. For what now? Okay, think about this. No, just picture this scenario. So this guy, maybe he wrote an exam and there was even a problem with, he probably failed or something happened. And maybe his fiancé or his girlfriend doesn't even stay in the same state as him. Then he will now call his fiancé and his girlfriend and said, I am in my best friend's house and she's alone. So I'm just leaning on her shoulders. And you tell me that girl will be in the other state.
I think you're taking it a bit too far.
No, wait now. Just 1 minute. Let me finish. Serious. Okay, we know ladies, especially ladies, are very emotional people. If you see two girls together that are best friends together, when they have issues, you see the way they can hug each other and be crying and be putting their head on the shoulders. That's how women love to be pampered. Like Uncle Joe said, by the time this girl now puts her whole body on this guy innocently as a best friend, let's be very honest, except if the blood in your body is not working, let's be very honest, it's just a matter of time. This thing, there's even someone in Ecclesiastes that say, "Oh, you daughters of Jerusalem, don't awaken love." I like us to be very practical here, okay? I understand you might have had, to be very honest, I've had people who are just my friends, like casual friends, normal. But the truth is, once someone comes into your life as your fiancé, or if it's your girlfriend, the person automatically takes that space as your best friend. Automatic. The other person is.
I'm going to tell people 1 minute now. I'm going to give the single ladies time to talk so we can go to the married men. Then we can wrap up. We are 21 minutes past our time. So, single ladies, who want to say something? Rose, maybe say something, Abby?
Yes, I want to say something, but I will try to see how fast I can be. I don't know if 1 minute, but I'll try. Okay, there's this noise, so I don't know if it's my own purpose. Okay, can you hear me clearly? I think best friend is very, very, very. I have a personal experience. I'm not even talking about Dami. Dami knows him, Olamide. When Olamide and I met, like we used to, he takes me to work, brings me back. He was like my kind of guy. Like, you know, the kind of guy you've been dreaming of, you wanted. Yes, let's not go into that. So you don't have that in the next conversation. So it was like my kind of guy I wanted in my head. But so I liked him. First instance, like we started getting to when we got to know each other. I was been telling my friends already, like one of my friends, like my best friend, that's a female friend, that I met this guy, blah 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 blah. But then along the line, I found out Olamide has a girlfriend. Now, Olamide has a girlfriend. I was like, oh, I was hot. He has a girlfriend, so it can't work. But we were able to draw the line, and then as in nothing happened. Not as in. If it was going to come up, it was the beginning. He was having issues with his girlfriend. He had engaged her.
You have a conversation about it. You do a line unconsciously.
Yes, we have conversations about, as in all the time. We had conversations. See, let me explain. We had that later. It wasn't even that time. Then, but he had the issue that at that time I could have come in and would have just canceled the whole thing. His then fiance, now his wife, was having bad issues. The parents were not even accepting him. So it was like a time for me to come in if I wanted to come in, quote and unquote. Like it was in a bad space. I was the friend that he was able to talk to and all of that. Sorry?
I was speaking in tongues.
So, but it didn't happen. I didn't do that. Yeah, I didn't do that because I understood that, okay, this person I was even the one that was convincing him to stay in that relationship more than him himself. You understand? So it took a while like that. And then something you said to me one time that I will never forget. Today, I'm friend with his wife. Like I get information about him from his wife. Like we are now that close. You remember you said something like sometimes if you want to keep your opposite sex friend, you have to be friends with their partner. You understand? So it wasn't like a conscious thing I wanted to do to just make her friend. I got my job in Lagos right now through his wife. Today we talk and we pray together. Like a lot of things happen. And Olamide is still my friend. He still calls me sometimes when he has some very badass issues that he doesn't want to talk to his wife about it. And we talk about it and there's no issue. I had my boyfriend, he knew about it. So I feel like it's very, very possible. Like I said in the page, you just need to draw the line. You need to know where to draw the line. I knew that, okay, this was going to happen. I'm like, okay, know what? I don't want this. He had it at some point. We talked about it, but we knew that this is not what we wanted. And we drew the line and it was good.
Thank you, Sister Rosemary. God bless you, Deaconess Rosemary. We're going to go to Toti. Do you have something to say? 1 minute. No? She doesn't have what to say. But she's okay. She's muted. Sorry.
It's quite difficult having that your best friend. Like I said on the group chat, just have boundaries. Because I prefer talking to guys than talking to girls. Not like I don't have female friends that I'm cool with, but I prefer talking to guys than talking to girls. And like what Jonathan said, it's you hardly find a girl that will tell you, okay, I'm cool with my boyfriend and my husband finish this time. My boyfriend too used to talk to one messy girl. In fact, they used to hold Bible study together, like on the phone. And then I'm not like, wait, bro. I'm like, bro, wait. So you cannot have Bible study with me. You're not Bible study with me. But because like I trust him, and then what they're doing is not wrong. It's not bad. Bible study. I mean, let's say relationship. There's something. Because if you're always clamping on, oh my, I don't know, my boyfriend should have a female friend, whatever, you get old. As long as you understand that person and you trust the person, I honestly don't see anything wrong with my boyfriend and my husband having a female friend. I do have loads of female friends, so I have to allow me to have female friends. At the end of this year, when you guys even get married, you will never really see the need of people having someone outside as your best friend. Because is this someone you wake up looking at, and before you go to bed, you're looking at him too. So might even talk about your day, talk about your stress or whatever. What you be doing with your other best friend, if it's a guy or a girl, it's just small gossip and that's all. It changes in time. That's
not always the case. So let's go to the married people. Sam Brian, welcome. So let's go to Apostle. I'm sure you must have consumed a lot of ideas. What do you have to say? What do you have to say to us?
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, now me they talk.
No. You're the owner of the apostle on this page.
Rosemary, I see you. You can run, you can't hide.
Whose TV is making noise?
Good to see everyone.
Good evening, woman of God.
Everyone, good to see your faces.
Good to see you.
It's my gift.
In fact, I made this corona do more for the go church.
I see all of us look like say we'll be distant cousins.
Anyway, what I would say is this: they say now from clap 9 dance it takes start.
That sounds like my
so. There are some things, I feel you should judge each case by their merit. It's not a one-size-fits-all kind of thing. I have female friends that are close, but just like Rosemary said earlier, each of them have their places. This thing about, Paul was speaking, they flee to the young men now. Flee youthful loss. There are things you run away from. Some people cannot have best friends that are opposite sex. It's not just possible. Some of us, our sexuality is very high. You don't joke with it. There are some men of God that I know, they don't hug ladies, as anointed as they are. Anointing, sabi that one. You understand what I mean? So number one is for you to understand yourself. And your partner, again, some people are insecure. So you don't worsen the situation for them by going to have a female friend. It might not go well. You might be able to handle it and nothing, there will be no issues. But if your partner can't handle it, then there is no point, except you want to break your home. So it's like, it's neither here nor there, but we should judge each case by its merit, and we should all know ourselves and know what you can handle, know what you can't handle. You should be true to yourself. Sometimes if I travel out of town, they put me in a hotel and all of that, I'm very, very careful. The reason is this: some people, ladies who come for counsel, I just open the door, because there might be nothing, and somebody will say, okay, I saw one man of God in one hotel with one, and all of those things. So sometimes it might not really be about you, but we have an image you project as Christians. You might have a best female friend or male friend, and nothing is really happening. And the picture it gives might be totally different from the true picture. So you have to take that into consideration as well. But what I would just say is this: know yourself, understand yourself, know what you can handle. If you know you can't have a best friend that is of the opposite sex, why are you starting the fire? There is no point. Don't tempt yourself. I think I was trying to read somebody posted something on the WhatsApp page that you see, you are tempting the devil or something. I just read it and I laughed. You see, devil deal on your own judge or something. You are going to tempt the devil, But to some of us, it's not an issue. It's not a problem. It's like we have friends that are opposite sex, and we are just fine with it. But you know yourself. If you know you can't handle, don't even attempt it. Don't attempt it. I have, like, when I was in university, one of my best friends was a lady, and what she did was that because I didn't know much about, well, I was not a bad guy. I was not a terrible. I didn't know about women. So she saw some of those fellowship ladies that had interest in my life, and they were trying to set traps for me. So she was like my defender. She was my defender. And thank God she helped me. If not, by now, maybe I would have been somewhere, one man guju. But the point is this: know yourself, understand yourself, know what you can handle. If you can't handle it, there's no point. That's what I'll say. And again, but what I'll say is don't start what you can't finish. Don't start clapping when you know that dance is going to lead you to somewhere else. There's no point. There is no point. Some of us stand at the edge of temptation. I was going to Twitter today, and I stumbled across something that was trending, and it was number one, Slim Case or something. What was it? So I went to check it out, and I discovered that it was a guy, one of these musicians, that was giving people 20K or something, ladies to dance and open their breast and their private parts and all of that. And people were watching, and how many thousand views? I'm like, this is crazy. Now, seeing that, I was sharing with my wife. Now, that alone, somebody can stumble on that alone, and it might be what you trigger, what's it called? What would trigger immorality in your life? You just stumbled across it. You didn't plan it, So I quickly had to share with my wife. So there are some things you don't start, because I went further. I was going further. What is this? When I saw that the images I was seeing was becoming scary, I said, okay, Elijah, this is the end. Don't go beyond this again. Before you start tempting yourself, So it's like there are certain things you don't start. You know yourself. Like I recall. Okay, my time is up. Hearing some sound. Okay, I recall. I'll just say this. Several years ago, when I was in university, we used to do overnight browsing. You pay 500 naira, you go and browse throughout the night, because internet was not as prevalent as it was now. One of the nights, I went to the cafe, and there was a young man beside me, and all he was consuming was pornography. I looked at him, I saw what he was doing, and I looked at what I was doing. Then a thought came to me, because I had people come to be prayed for, to be delivered from pornography, and I knew it was a struggle. Some you pray, it's like it's back again. I saw the struggle they were good, and I told myself, I say it's better I don't start this thing, because if I start this thing, my brother, no be here. So you know yourself. Wait till if you do, don't even start it, don't attempt it at all. If you can't keep a female best friend, sorry for taking your time. Thank you very much.
So we'll allow Sam now to say something for Uncle Joe. Any final words for BFF? Who be that? My dad cannot finish it. Unbelievable.
Don't play with fire. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah, don't play with fire, because except if you have jazz for fire, don't play with fire. Anything that has to do with the opposite sex is wildfire. It's wildfire. If you are somebody like me, no easy for me. So no BFF, one BFF. Then you are sorrowful. If it's the person you go to hug, oh, no problem, no problem. Before you know, wahala will start. That's just the conclusion. It's better to safe than sorry. Stay clear. That's my advice.
Prophetess, final words. You be quiet today. Be quiet today.
Good night, everybody.
It's not acceptable, though. Not acceptable.
Talk. Let's hear it. Talk again. Now let the house brother. Let you hear your voice. Yeah, talk.
I don't know. For me, I believe I can have a friend and nothing. So that's why I didn't have anything. That's why I kept quiet. Yes. Not BFF, but I believe I can have a male and there won't be any attachment. So that was why I just kept my mouth shut.
I know we agree that you can have a friend. We're asking, can you have a best friend?
No, unfortunately, my friends, okay, I had a lot of male friends. And then at a point, my closest friend became my best friend, which happened to now became my husband. So
Hey.
Yeah, so that's just it. But before all those things, I had a lot of friends and we were close.
You had a lot of friends.
Male friends, yes. And we were close until I got married.
Chris, don't worry, you'll be fine. You're already married. How many years? Good.
His blood pressure is already high, right?
So Sam Brown, is he there?
Yes, I'm here. I'm hearing what you're saying.
So let's ask, what's your take on this? Do you think it's possible for a Christian?
I can hear what you're saying.
Yeah. So what's your take?
Yeah, I think I actually agree with everybody, but I agree mostly. Yeah, wait. I agree mostly with Mrs. Joy. Just said now. Honestly, I think you can actually have either the opposite sex as your best friend. But one thing I think will help us to do that if we are people who can create serious boundaries. Because I was reading through the chat and I saw what someone was saying about boundaries. I think for me personally, because of what I do, I get to meet a lot of people. And at the same time, everybody wants to be your best. Everybody wants to be their friend, and of course, every day you want to become their best friend. But that way it can translate to something else. So for me, what I believe is know yourself, know the level of boundaries that you need to keep, especially when you have to be opposite sex. Just like Mrs. Joy said, I think for me right now, my best friend is someone I want to get married to. So I don't think I don't think personally I have another lady who is my best friend right now. But I think it can work, but you have to really build that level of boundary, and the boundary has to be based on God's word. So, for example, now I make sure that I don't get myself caught up in a very lonely place together. We don't stay in a lonely room, or we don't go out to places that can trigger certain things. So this is a commitment that I made moving forward. Say, you know what, you want this person to be your best friend and all that, but at this point, you cannot do this kind of thing. So I think for me, that's basically what I've done so far. So I think you can have a lady as your best friend. You can grow. You can also have the lady too can also have a guy as a best friend, but you know yourself that you are very attracted to the opposite sex anyhow, without boundaries. Then my brother, just relax where you are. So
Thank you so much.
You know, that's what I think. That's what I think.
We are 10 minutes, 40 minutes past our time, which is so bad. So we should wrap up now. I want to ask anybody with a question. Anybody with a question I want to ask? Or we wrap up. Any question? Any? I would say contribution. Any question? No question. Thank you. We're going to pray. Who is laughing? Some people are invisible and they're laughing. People are laughing for their mind. I don't understand. Anyways, just to recap.
I don't know. I thought you why laughing. Why laughing? I've been hearing you laugh.
You're not invisible.
Yeah.
30 was. It's a single speaking company. Let's carry on.
For you, why laughing? Why laughing?
Please, I don't understand.
Sam, are you driving?
Yeah, I'm driving.
Where
are you going to? But I'm just getting to the house now, so I'm just trying to park in.
Social distance.
I have to get something.
Stay at home, no.
So cool. So today we'll discuss something, a lot of things. So let me just recap it. We've agreed that what women want is not something you can book a booklet on. You can just follow through and through because every woman has her peculiar wants. And we also established that what we should be searching for is what women need and not what women want. But we should also try to understand our own peculiar woman with her peculiar needs or wants and see how we can make it up. We also established unconsciously that all men want from women is first and foremost love in the form of respect and some other things. But we established that every man wants respect. And we went ahead to say that the woman's need or want is not satiable. So never deceive yourself to think that there's something you will do. Like Uncle Joe's friend that gave somebody a card, card. The person was still needing attention. You know, so now you think your wife all the best gifts in the world. You bought her diamond chain, diamond ring, everything, Land Rover, Range Rover. You should not say the way you looked at me. I don't like the way you looked at me in the evening. It becomes a problem. Or the way you don't used to raise the toilet seat when you're
in the evening. Oh my goodness, that got me.
Or you didn't tell me, you told me sorry. Your sorry wasn't the way people life. So it's not satiable. So we just need to, it's a battle we do till Jesus comes or we leave this earth. Then we went ahead to also establish the fact that, yes, boyfriend and girlfriend, best friend forever. We need to establish our boundaries.
Very, very.
Understand yourself. We need to establish boundaries. And I think above all, there's something Bimbo Duga used to say, she was still alive. Before you start all these things, remember you're a Christian first. Remember, you know, Joseph didn't say, how can I do this against my girlfriend in Jerusalem? How can I do this against my father? He said, how can I do this against my God in heaven? He ran from Potiphar's wife because of God in heaven, not his father, not his brothers, not his image, his social media, not because of his girlfriend, because of God. And I think that is the safest and the best reason. Because I do a lot of traveling. And you know, you're traveling, if you travel a lot, the amount of loneliness that hits you sometimes, you wonder,
my brother.
It comes like a whirlwind, like boom. And you know, stupid drivers, you know, I will forget when I was in Dubai. I thought Dubai was a safe place. Someone was telling me, I have Arabian guy, Nigerian girl was bringing out the phone, showing me. I said, okay, I don't want number. You know the painful thing? When you now see that you have someone saying, you should just call this guy. You know, that's the idea. You know, so there's so much, you know, you don't need one needs to just set your boundary and say, I cannot do this against God. Because my wife is in Nigeria. When she come and say, baby, I love you off phone, which I want to do for her, she don't go know now. She's not what do you call her? Present. She's not omnipresent. But if you're doing it because of God, if you understand my point, you know that, okay, God is there looking at you, say, bro, I want to pull, are you really going to do this trouser thing, man? You know, so in that consciousness, you keep yourself together. Moving on. So we need to establish all that. And I think it was a wonderful conversation. If you're going to ask me, I think it's wonderful. We've recorded it on the page. I don't know how I'm going to make it smaller. The last one I shared was a bit too big. I wish you could help us do. Who can help us convert? I can send it to the person. He can help us convert it to 65 megabytes. People can just watch it on their page. Who can help us with that? While we're thinking about that, then we need to also have another session. Tuesday is church, so can't do it on Tuesday. So I was thinking Wednesday. Is that okay?
Let's do church on Zoom now.
I suggested to Pastor Bolaji, but the Zoom thing, people are not Zoom compliant.
Oh, no. Some people might want to, Kano Church holds their Bible study on Wednesdays. So maybe we can move to Thursday.
You can't do Zoom.
You can be in the daytime. Are you going anywhere?
I think you should not leave it at night because most people are available.
Yeah.
100%.
Please, are we not all quarantining? What is making people not available?
Yeah, on other video.
Rosemary, are you around?
Other video calls.
Are you not quarantining?
I'm not.
Yes, we are.
Let's go video call.
Time zones, please. Time zones.
Sorry, Jonathan. You exempted.
1 a.m. in Dubai. I'll be 2 a.m.
Yeah, 1 a.m.
Okay. So what's the final verdict?
Thursday or Wednesday? Final verdict.
Thursday should be fine.
Thursday is okay.
Yeah. Topic. Should we now discuss the content of relationship, the one that Rosemary doesn't like? We leave that one. We want to discuss topic because I will tell you. I'll tell you why I'm saying this topic is necessary. So let me say this. If you go and meet a sister that you like, how do you start a conversation? What do you talk about?
Hi, I like you.
Hey, should I tell you guys my story?
Oh, I like you.
You see?
Hi, let's get straight forward. I like you.
Hey, my brother. My liver failed me.
Hey, how you, sir?
Maybe after this conversation we need to talk.
Any other suggestions? Rosemary.
I have suggestion.
Yes.
Yeah, I feel like we need to cut a slack on the ladies a bit. Let's come to things that address men too. Like should men do house chores? Should the man wash plates, help the wife?
Yes, please.
Should he help Auntie Joy change the nappies? Yeah.
Don't do house chores.
God bless you.
I know people are interested in
flesh and blood that has
the God that will bless you, Jonathan. He's still getting ready. I'm not even joking. Your blessing is coming.
Prophetess Rosemary, calm down.
What do you want to do? Supporting
Blessing go before.
Supporting the home front or home front responsibility.
Is it questions like is it only the woman that has to be the one to cook? Let's ask contradicting questions
it's 2
like
hours
that.
plus. So can we round up?
We'll say it's not the woman, but if we want to end the call,
for Chris, Uncle Chris, let us round up. We'll continue on Thursday.
My battery is like 1% already.
Oh, sorry, Totti.
Please go and get it. Go and get a good phone.
Guys, wait.
You guys using Android.
Guys,
can we move on?
Home front boy girl gist. Rosemary, home front or
yes,
boy girl gist.
I didn't get that. Sorry.
Relationship content or home front responsibility. Which one do you choose?
Well, I don't know. Both are interesting. I mean, different. Whatever we choose.
Jonathan, home front. Brother Vition, which one do you choose?
Sorry, I didn't get the
options. Do men help in the house, or the second topic about what should people talk about in the relationship?
I think the second one.
Sam, first or second?
Vition, are you scared of knowing that you should do house chores?
No, I know I should do it already.
Sam, first or second?
I know I should do it. So
I think we should do home front.
Okay, that's 4. It's a glow. My brother Elijah, 1 vote.
Is Auntie Gloria there?
Home front.
I'm looking at you, Rosa. You this one,
Girl talk.
my eyes are on you.
Hey, don't do. Home front.
Auntie Gloria, I'm waiting.
Home front.
I greet you too, Jonathan. Good to see you.
It's Sam that's greeting you.
Sam.
Oh,
Sam
who's
that's
greeting
greeting.
me?
Sam emoji.
Uncle Sam. Sana. I greet you. How you doing?
I think both. I don't know. Maybe we should just look for a way we can squeeze both of them into it.
No, this kind of discussion. I will spend 2 hours talking to only BFF.
And then we should do the other one. The second.
The second one, right? Thank you.
Yes,
the
the second one.
That me don't freeze. 30. You know what, guys? Don't need to vote. We've already gotten the vote. Home front has won. There are 6 already. So we'll do home front on Thursday. On Saturday or on Sunday, we can do the other one. Is that okay? Thank you very much, everybody. Let's pray, please.
But I think if
Hello?
no,
That's not ringing. Hello?
We did here now.
Hello.
Somebody's hanging. Somebody's hanging. Let's pray, please. Let's pray. Dami, Rosie, Jonathan.
Yeah.
Please pray for us. Let's close.
Okay. In Jesus' name.
Amen.
Amen.
Heavenly Father, I want to thank you for a time of fellowship together, even in a time where the world is going through a plague. You still brought us together as a family to be able to communicate and talk about issues. It's really a privilege and we don't take it for granted. Thank you for the love that we share amongst ourselves. Thank you, Lord, for the various and diverse knowledge that we've gotten in today's exploration. We ask that, Father, you continue to give us wisdom on life issues in the name of Jesus.
Amen.
And to everyone who has been a participant to this, we ask, oh Lord, that you bless them in their various endeavors. Lord, as our faces are, so our heart desires, bless everyone according to their heart desires in Jesus' name.
Amen.
And we pray that as everyone recites to their bed, you give them a restful night, and we wake up tomorrow joyful, hoping that soon this plague will be over in Jesus' name. In Jesus' name, we have prayed.
Amen.
Amen.
Everyone. Thank you all. God bless you all.
Bye.
Very much. God bless everyone.
Good night.
Good night. Good night, everyone.